Which one's better, Windows or Mac OS? Well, I'm a Windows fan, but for the last 2 weeks, I've been using Mac OS Sierra. And I tell you what, it hasn't been too bad, but I do find myself missing it, Windows just a little bit every day. And in today's video, I'm going to give you my impressions from a PC perspective on what it's like to use Mac OS. But before I get into that, I do want to say hi. My name is Carl, everybody's favorite ginger, and welcome to The Real Ginger Tech. Here, I like to do tips, tricks, and reviews on just about anything tech I can get my hands on, including a hackintosh. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and that little bell icon to be notified of when I release new videos just like this one. Also, follow me over on Twitter at RealGingerTech. Alright, so let's get started. Like I said in my intro, I've been using Mac OS Sierra for 2 weeks now. I did do a video last week on my 1 week impression, just kind of a general overview. I will link that up here, if I remember, and down in the description below. But 2 weeks have passed now, and I feel like there's a little bit of an update that I needed to do. It's probably going to be a fairly brief video, but I find myself not really getting the full Mac OS experience due to the fact that I'm also an Android user. Now, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with Mac that I've experienced so far. It's more of just a flavor that I don't like sauerkraut. And it's not as bad as sauerkraut in my opinion. I find myself missing little things. There are certain things that I do love about the Mac OS so far. It just seems cleaner, but at the same time, almost a bit vanilla-ish. I do like the dock across the bottom, but I do miss the start menu. So with Windows Start Menu, you're able to actually create small subsections for quick launches. I like doing stuff like that for some of my games, some of the apps that are the programs that I use for productivity with videos like this, photo editor, stuff like that. And I feel like I'm missing that side of it. My product or my flow of how I'm working with videos like this or playing games or just doing day-to-day use, my flow is out of whack. And it definitely is because I am trying something new with the Mac OS, but I also feel like there's things that Windows got right. And partly because of that is because I haven't fully dove into the Mac world or the Apple world in general. Like I said, running Android, so most of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm not fully utilizing everything that Apple is able to provide by being in their whole ecosystem. I feel like without having the iPad, the iPhone, I'm not getting the full experience, and I'm okay with that. So with things like the iPhone and the iPad, you have things like AirDrop and iMessages and things that integrate between each other, between the different devices. And I use the web browser version of messages for Android. So that's kind of the same thing as the iMessages. Obviously, two different styles. One's an app, one's web browser based. Photos, I'm not using the iCloud for 2 reasons. One, I can't sign up for it because I'm not in the most up-to-date version of the operating system. 2, because I use Google Photos. I may give it a try if I ever do another hackintosh with a more up-to-date version that allows me to sign up for iCloud, but I don't really feel like I'm missing anything. Some of my experiences with iCloud is I have friends that like to record on their iPhones, and I turn their videos into DVDs for them. And I for the longest time, tried to figure out a way to make it a simple transition of them just sharing it with me rather than them coming over, plugging in the phone, downloading. And Even tried calling on my brother Craig, see if he had any ideas, and he brought up a good point. Apple has their ecosystem that is a walled garden, as he put it, and it makes it harder for being able to share stuff. So basically what I've been doing is with my friends, I will have them come over, log into their Apple or their iCloud on my desktop, and I will download everything for them onto my desktop, sign them out, and then burn all their stuff to DVDs for them. And I feel like that's something that, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you know a way to make this simpler, by all means, definitely let me know. Especially if there's a way to do it without having an iCloud account. But if there's a way to simply share those things, it would be a lot simpler. I think things would be a lot easier. Stepping into the Mac world with an Android experience, with a Windows experience, is a lot easier than stepping out of it. I really feel like general use stuff like the Android messages on web, that transition's simple because it's browser based. I can literally log on to any computer, sign on there, and then I have access to that. I don't need a Mac to do that, or I don't need iMessages to do that. Dipping your toes in the water and being part Apple, part anything else is, to me, not worth it. If you're leaving that Apple world, it's simpler. But if you're gonna be an Apple fan or an Apple user, you need to be all in or not all in. And the things that I hear people say, like, oh, you can use iMovies to make videos, or you can use this or that that's exclusive to Apple. Those things are great, but at the same time, with so many different programs out there that are compatible with both Windows and Mac, it's, those exclusivities as far as programs go, I feel I can't justify going out and buying all the Apple devices now. Maybe there's something out there that can change my mind, but I used iMovies as an example. I tried out iMovies. It's simple, it's straightforward, it works. If you're just getting into stuff and you have an Apple, use iMovies. But at the same time, I was also able to download DaVinci Resolve, which is a free video editing software that I used on my Windows PC, and now I'm using on my Mac OS. So, having iMovies is great, but there's other alternatives. iMovies is simple, straightforward, easy to use. It's vanilla, in my opinion. Is that a bad thing? No. If you like vanilla, go vanilla. I'm more of like a Rocky Road or Moose Tracks type kind of guy where I like a lot of things going on. And so I feel like, in general, in kind of a conclusion here for this week, Apple is vanilla. And it's not a bad thing. Maybe they're a French vanilla, they have a little bit of flavor, but when it comes to their software and their OS, from my perspective, I feel like there's still more to be had there. I think, I could be wrong. Maybe there's been updates since Sierra. I know there's High Sierra and now we're on Mojave. But I'm missing the Windows world just for, my general workflow. And that is coming from a slightly skewed perspective. I've always used Windows. I'm still going to give this a try for another 2 weeks here. I may even go longer if I kind of get more into it. But, I'm not really seeing any major benefits of the Mac OS or the Apple world so far. So, what's your thoughts? Is there anybody out there that's tried Mac from a Windows perspective and is in the same boat as me? Maybe you're a Mac user that tried out Windows and you thought the same thing, Windows, it's too cluttered. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your experiences are. Let me know if there's something wrong here. Maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe I'm off the mark. I don't know. You let me know. Otherwise, you could also hit me up over on Twitter at RealGingerTech. Let me know what you guys think. But if you liked this video, hit that like button. If you disliked it, I'm pretty sure you already know what to do. Either way, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video.